All right, boys. Welcome back to Hydro and Co. We are back. It's been a hiatus. It's been a while. A lot has changed. Chase got a haircut. I moved back to Tennessee. Kendall got engaged. So,
Bang!
dang,
I
life is
forgot.
look.
I forgot what Chase looked like.
I forgot what Chase looked like too. There's my cat. Peek my cat Cheddar. He might be chilling with us. Um, it's been a while, and with that being said, we kind of took a little bit of a break, but we're back, and we're going to be talking about the sport that everyone in America loves, America's true pastime, NFL football. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pumped for it to be back.
Yeah, it seems to always bring everybody together. As you can see with Hydro and Co, we are reunited again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
football is back, and so are we.
hell yeah. We might get just as many views as the NFL this year. Never known. Never fucking know. But all right, today we're going to be talking about everything leading up to the NFL season. No real snap has been played yet. Today's cut day, so a lot of players got cut today. 1,000 people lost their job. That's kind of crazy to think about. That 1,000 people they just said sayonara, see you later.
See you, bitch.
Um, I was quite surprised with some of the names that got cut or traded or waived. You got teams like the Cardinals out there tanking, like just obviously just don't even give a fuck anymore. They're like, we're tanking for Caleb Williams or whoever. Maybe not Caleb Williams, but today we're going to be talking about who we think is going to go all the way, who's going to win their division, uh, who we might think is a team to look out for, who we think might take a step back, all those good preseason things that just have history. So if one of us is right or one of us is wrong, we could talk shit about it later. So,
Yeah,
guys, where do y'all want to start at? I'm thinking we start with the sleeper and the overhyped team, and then go up from there. So like maybe then the divisions, and then the Super Bowl, and then end it with power rankings. Our
yeah.
world famous Hydro and Co. Wyatt's top 10 teams. Um, we're bringing those back this year, um, and be ready for some shit to be talked about,
Yep.
or some
Good,
questions raised.
good God.
Always
But
questions.
with that being said,
Never answers.
let's start with the sleeper teams. All right, let's start with the AFC. Um, I don't know about you guys. I found this really hard because I feel like the AFC is so good. Either you're a contender or you're dog meat, and there's not much in between to where it'd be like, oh man, that's a sleeper team, more than it's just a team that's solid that maybe not getting them so much hype. But Chase, if there's a team in the AFC that you think is kind of flying under the radar, who would that team be?
It's kind of hard to pick a team just because there is like no middle ground. It's either you're good or you're ass. But since we're picking, the team, I'm gonna say the Cleveland Browns is my sleeper team. Just because I feel like Deshaun Watson is going to be in his second year in the system, so I feel like that he could take that next step, and hopefully be what the Browns want him to be. Because last year he was not good. He was not good at all. Um, so the Browns would be my sleeper team.
All right, Kendall. As a Raiders fan, I'm not going to sit there and say that the Raiders are sleeper, but
They're dead.
what other team? Maybe your own team. Maybe you think the Raiders are a sleeper this year. Maybe I spoiled it for you, but who do you think is a sleeper going into this year's?
Don't focus on the Raiders.
Uh, no, I'm not gonna say the Raiders. I'm gonna go with a team that I think year in and year out has a chance to win their division every year. And just me personally, I don't think they're getting talked about that they could potentially win the division, and that is the Baltimore Ravens. I think that they've proved in our lifetimes really that as long as they got a consistent running game and a defense, that they're going to be very competitive. I'm not saying they will win the division, but I will not be shocked if they do. And they can beat anybody on any given Sunday, especially in the playoffs, because they're a hard nosed football team.
So they can't beat anybody in the playoffs. That's the issue, though.
They can. They if they can, just because they haven't done it doesn't mean they can't do it.
Fair enough.
All right. So for me, I did have one answer. I'm doubling back on it now. I got a different one now. So, like we said, I'm picking a team that's more on this dog meat side that I think could actually be relevant, and they're a sleeper because there's so many teams that are better than them. I actually think they're getting a lot of hate right now. They're in the press for the wrong reasons. But it's the Denver Broncos. For me, I think that this team could pull it together. It's all on the back of Russell Wilson. If Russell Wilson turns it around with the new Sean Payton offense, okay, we're looking up. If Russell Wilson continues to play like he has for the last year and a half, his back half of the year in Seattle and this whole first year in Denver, this take will be clipped and posted on TikTok as an insanely fucking cold take. And that's okay with me because I'm on TikTok all the time anyway for all the shit I say. But I do think that there are some things about Sean Payton's offense and how it's ran for being a Saints fan that it can be a successful offense. He's going to be able to throw the ball a lot shorter now. It's more of a West Coast style. He's not going to have to take as many deep shots. And I think as long as he can, be supported with the line, he's got the weapons around him. That's the apparent thing. It truly is the offense, and then the defense is always a question mark. But Sean Payton's won in the past with shitty defenses, so they're going to try to outscore teams. They just got Will Lutz, so their kicking game's solid. But
It doesn't move the needle for me.
it's not a big needle mover, but I do think it is interesting to see what will happen with a new coach, with a new system. Is Nathaniel Hackett as shitty as Sean Payton says he is?
Yes.
We will see. Because if Russell Wilson comes out, it looks like an all-pro quarterback, and it's pretty fucking obvious the problem. But we will see with due time. But
Their ass.
it's very likely. Moving
Maybe.
on to the NFC side, this is the side I feel like has the most sleepers in it because the division is, or the conference is so top heavy. You got 2 or 3 teams, 3, 4 teams maybe that are contenders, and then the rest is just a bunch of question marks.
A bunch of outcasts.
Yeah, a lot of teams that you just don't know what you're going to get yet. A lot of young, unproven teams, new situations, things like that. So, Kendall, we'll start with you. An NFC team that you think is a sleeper.
Don't take my answer.
Don't take my answer either.
I might take Wyatt's answer here, and that should give it away pretty easily.
Fuck.
Oh, okay.
Everybody that I've listened to on Spotify, like all podcasts, they always talk about who's going to win this division, and majority of people, maybe a shocker, I don't know. Most people are taking the Falcons right now, and that's not like me joking. And I do not
really?
see, yeah, I do not see a world where the Falcons are going to beat the Saints for that division. So my sleeper team in the NFC is the Saints. I think they have
your shit.
I think they have 6 free wins in that division. And I think they very well, you could look up at the end of the year and they could be 11-6, and their record will show that they're like better than what they actually are, but they're going to win that division pretty easily, in my opinion.
Okay, I'm gonna piggyback off this, Chase, because that's my answer as well. Reasons why the Saints are going to be good as fuck this year. Derek Carr is a 65+% completion percent passer that's going to throw for over 4,000 yards on any given year. He has a good offensive line, and he has one of the better defenses in the league for the first time ever. His weapons are severely underrated. Michael Thomas is still valuable. His 3 games last year that he did play, they were good. So if he stays on the field, we're solid. We got a great tight end room, and we have good receivers behind Michael Thomas if he were to get hurt inevitably again.
Big if.
Big if, I know. But the thing is we don't even need the best weapons because we have the easiest fucking schedule in all football this year. We play dog water teams. We play so many quarterbacks that are absolute dog shit. Think of the top quarterbacks in the league. Jalen Hurts. We don't play him.
Damn, that was quick.
Patrick Mahomes. We don't play him. Josh Allen, we don't play him. Herbert, we don't play him. We don't play any of those guys. We're playing Jordan Love, Desmond Ritter twice, Bryce Young, who can't stay in the fucking pocket because he can't see over his lineman twice. We play fucking
Baker Mayfield.
Whoever, Baker Mayfield or Kyle Trask. It'll probably be one for each game by the end of the year. The other one will be the starter. We play them one. And then we got teams like
Do you play Dobbs in the Cardinals?
Fuck, we might. I think like the best quarterback we play is Kirk Cousins, and no diss to Kirk, but like he's like fringe top 10 quarterback. So it's like if our best team we play is them, like because we have the AFC South, we have that whole division. So we have T-Law. It's like T-Law is the best quarterback we're playing.
Yeah.
But Anthony Richardson, I don't know if I believe in him yet. Whoever the fuck is the quarterback for the Tennessee Titans to start the year, because who knows if it's going to be Tannehill or Malik Willis or Will Levis, who knows. And then the Houston Texans, I almost forgot they're in the AFC South. They're so fucking irrelevant. CJ Stroud, you know, when Demario Davis is in the backfield and Cam Jordan sacked you 4 times in a game, you know, he's not effective. So I think the Saints are the number 1 sleeper team in the NFC. I think they're one of the teams that by midway through the year, a lot of people will realize they were wrong about and could very well be a team that competes for a spot in the NFC Championship game come next year.
All right. Oh, next year. Okay, cool. Right.
No, like next year as in
January this year?
of 2024.
You guys are going to be like a first-round exit.
Oh, hell no.
Are you serious?
Clip it.
I mean, to be fair, the NFC is not great, but...
Yeah, I mean, let's say we're the last. As long as we're not the last seed, I don't know who we're going to play that I'm really worried about.
Good point. I guess I'll do my sleeper team. This team I feel like is definitely slept on, but I do think that if you were a fan of football and like you actually know ball, you can see this team being like pretty good, and there's a wild card on their team that will determine if they're good or not. So Wesley, this one's for you. My sleeper team is the Commanders. They have a great defensive line. Wild card on the defensive line is Chase Young. If Chase Young bounces back and becomes what they thought he's going to be, definitely like top 3, top 2 defensive line. And then on the offensive side, you got a wonderful wide receiver core, and then you got decent little running backs in the backfield. But Sam Howell is obviously like the biggest question mark going into the season. I know he's got a lot of hype from his coaches and from his fans, but I'm not convinced yet. But you know, season's long, and it starts in almost 2 weeks now. So
first game's a week from Thursday, right?
Oh man, it's like
2 weeks from Thursday.
No,
it's next. It's next Thursday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
9 days.
Yeah. So the Commanders will have
7th.
like 12 days, but
yeah,
we get the point. But yeah, Sam Howell could be like this really solid quarterback that could help him more than Carson Wentz and Taylor Heineke did last year. I'm not going to say he's the missing piece, but you know, he could give him a shot. So the Commanders are my sleeper team.
Real quick, just to give a quick answer that's not what Wyatt said, I think Sean McVay could have something up his sleeve for the Rams.
Dude. Have you seen that defense?
I've seen the defense. I've seen the roster. But I've also seen Sean McVay with a healthy Cooper Kupp, and I've seen what they can do.
Matt Stafford don't even know the motherfuckers on his own team. Gotta have them booking fucking faces just to know who these motherfuckers are.
Hey, we'll come back to it.
I give them less than 4 wins.
Well,
mark that. Less than 4 wins. They're going to win 4 games. They're going to score a shit of points. I'm not worried about that. They're going to score points. I agree with you there. I think the games are going to be like 35-40, like 35-42, whoever else they're playing. But, all right. So, speaking of, we've talked about the sleepers. So, let's get into the interesting part. The teams that we feel like are a little overrated might take a step back, per se. We'll start with the NFC this time. Chase, we'll start with you because we started with Kendall on the last NFC side. So for you, what team are you looking at that maybe not as overrated, but might take a step back coming into this year, or it's just getting a little bit too much hype?
So looking at my power rankings that we'll discuss later, I'm looking at the teams, and the NFC itself is not getting a lot of hype besides like a couple of teams.
That's like 2 teams.
Yeah, 2 teams, essentially.
The AFC is easier for this segment.
Yeah.
Eagles, Cowboys, Niners. That's about the only teams that get talked about in the NFC.
And the Lions, if you want to throw them in there, but they're not there yet. So I have like 3 teams to choose from. I'm not picking the Eagles. And so I'm going to pick the 49ers because I feel like that their biggest question mark is arguably the most important position of sports. It's quarterback. I don't think that Brock Purdy is that guy that everybody makes him out to be. They got Sam Darnold, who is playing a backup. He's not going to be that guy if it comes to that. And then they got rid of Trey Lance, who could have maybe been that guy, but we'll never know because now he's backing up Dak Prescott. So
Cooper Rush.
Yep. So with that being said, I think the 49ers are getting a little too much hype. Spoiler alert, even though they're number 2 on my NFC power rankings, just because we don't have a lot to choose from. But I do think that they are not as good as people make them out to be. I think they had a great year last year, but I think losing D'Amico Ryan will hurt them a lot more than what they think.
All right. I think for me, I was going to say the Eagles at first, but as I thought about it, I actually have a team that I think is more overrated than the Eagles in the NFC. Not that now, I don't think anybody thinks this team's going to go out and win a Super Bowl next year or this year, but I feel like the Vikings are talked about as just one of these teams in the NFC that are going to contend right behind the Cowboys, probably. It's like Eagles, Niners, Cowboys, Vikings. And they're like, oh, they're going to win. You got the people that are hopefully optimistic about the Lions saying they're going to win the NFC North, but anybody that is actually being serious thinks it's the Vikings. And I just don't think they have enough to make it far. You have Jay Jettas, great talent, but without Adam Thielen, a lot more attention. Even though you have, the new rookie wide receiver and you have KJ Osborne, the game plan is still going to be to double Justin Jefferson, let the other guys beat you. And last year he did a great job of doing that most of the time. Kendall always loves to say Justin Jefferson on a top corner is, he hasn't done anything.
It's true.
And that's only because that's been true of last year. And if it's the same way this year, their defense has only gotten worse. That's the big thing. Their defense last year was terrible, and they haven't done anything to improve it. And I don't know how you realistically are going to go in and win as many shootouts as they did last year because they won a lot of close games last year. Think about the comeback against the Colts, largest comeback in history. What happens if that went the other way? Their record looks a little bit different. I don't think people are talking about them as much. And I just feel like there's a lot of close games that they won that this year they might not because their defense is going to sell a lot more than they did. So that's who I got.
Yeah, I'd like to point out that I think this segment right here is my specialty because I called the Bills last year being overrated, if y'all remember, and y'all called me crazy because entering the year they were just this unbeatable juggernaut. Remember? Yeah. Okay.
Their ass.
Anyway, yeah. Now we see a year later how that we're talking about the Bills. Anyway, Wyatt took my answer. I was going to say the Vikings for all those reasons, but I'll go a different route. I'm going to go with the Seattle Seahawks. If you remember last year, I think everybody expected them to have a top 3 pick in the draft. They expected them to be a terrible team, and they shocked a lot of people, including Geno Smith. And I think that him getting paid, I'm not saying he's a guy that just takes his money and runs, but I just think that's by far the best year he'll have in his career. And I do see him kind of, if this was him last year, this is him in his career. I do see a middle ground being met right there. I don't expect Geno to take a step up or be the same. I expect him to regress. And they got a good young talented secondary, but other than that, I feel like their defense is pretty suspect. So I'm going with the Seahawks. I think the 49ers will probably easily run away with that division.
All right. Okay. So I think from here, let's jump to the AFC. I think I think the AFC is going to be a little bit easier to pick from. So let's start with you, Chase. On the AFC side, who is your overrated team?
I feel like we might have the same answer. Actually, I think we're going to have two answers, and so I'm going to go with my second one. Or actually, my first one. The Jets. I feel like the Jets are getting a lot of hype just because of Hard Knocks, and I feel like some may agree, some may disagree. I do feel like Aaron Rodgers is going to not be like an MVP caliber quarterback that some people think he might still be. I do think he regressed last year. I do think that trend will continue going forward. They have a great team all around, but something tells me that this team just isn't. They don't have a great. I feel like they don't have a great coaching staff. I don't know why. This something about them tells me that. But yeah, I'm going with the Jets. Oh well, yeah, that says something. But I think they're getting way too much hype, and they're the Jets. They're always going to be the Jets. And
it's 2022 Bills preseason hype right now.
It's bad.
It's exactly how the Jets are right now. Is how the Bills were last year. So for me, I could go a couple different directions here. I think it's an easy one to say the Chiefs, just with the whole Chris Jones situation and just where they are. But it's still Patrick Mahomes. But I think for me, a team that I think that is a little bit overrated going into this season is Cincinnati Bengals. I think for me, and here's why. I don't think it's any fault of their own.
Where's your Joe Burrow poster?
I'm a huge Joe Burrow guy.
What in the world?
Again, I don't think it's any fault of their own. With the Joe Burrow injury, La'el Collins is on PUP for the first 4 weeks of the season, 3 weeks of the season. That line's still in a place where it's not trustworthy. They have the offense, but their defense has gotten worse. They don't have Jesse Bates anymore. I feel like losing Jesse Bates could be absolutely fucking huge for that defense. Because they got to play a lot of zone. They don't have the best corners. I mean, they started Eli Apple fucking corner in their in a playoff run. I mean,
good.
And don't. Yeah, it's a good football player, I guess, but he's struggling to make the roster in fucking Miami. But they don't have a great secondary, and they lost the guy to protect it over the top. And their pass rush is, Trey Hendrickson's the guy. Now, as a Saints fan, I know what Trey Hendrickson can do, but he's not an elite pass rusher in the upper echelon of elite pass rushers. So he's not going to get there quick enough to just take over a game. And if their corners are that suspect and their safety side is weaker, I think they're going to give up a lot of points. And their injuries on offense and their line troubles, I think, are still going to get in the way. Like you said, Kendall, earlier, an underrated team like the Ravens, I could very well see them winning this division too. And the Bengals as a team that's somebody that just immediately you think of the AFC North, it's Bengals right now. And Chase, you said the Browns. There's a very good possibility where the Bengals, if the Browns and Ravens play up to their potential, could be fighting for second or third place. It's
Can't ever count out Mike Tomlin either.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can.
They're in one of the tougher divisions in the league, especially on the AFC side, with the Ravens and the Browns. So I think that the Bengals, while I hope aren't overrated, because that means Joe Burrow's having a rough year, I do think they could be overrated.
What a hater!
I'm not a hater.
What a switch up.
I'm a Joe Burrow stan. It's not Joe Burrow.
Like
Joe Burrow is not the problem. It's everything around Joe Burrow.
You could have said the Bills again.
That's a fucking cheap pick.
Yeah, but
I don't think the Bills are overrated. No one's talking about them.
I will say, I do think the hype on the Bills has calmed down, and I think
no one fucking talks about them.
Yeah, I think
they do. They talk about DeMar Hamlin every day.
That's different.
I got notification today. He made the team.
Yeah, I did. I got that notification too.
Because there was a chance he wasn't going to make the team.
Probably, to be honest, between us, he probably shouldn't have. But
okay. Well,
oh, Lee, I didn't say all that shit. Now
We're getting
don't tie me to that.
I mean, the Cardinals would pick him up. But I mean,
we're getting taken off
And then
YouTube.
flip them for a 7th-round pick right afterwards.
I wouldn't do that.
Okay. My team, I was between two, and one of them's in my division, so that made it pretty easy to pick them. Nope, I like the Chiefs. It is the
Chargers.
Los Angeles Chargers, and I will say I do not understand why Justin Herbert just year after year continues to just get praised like he's some top 4 or 5 quarterback in
You're
this
going to
league.
get killed for that. Trust
I
me,
don't
you
care.
will get killed for that.
They can try all they want, because the same people that defend Justin Herbert are the same people that went after Derek Carr for years. You tell me what the difference is, other than Justin Herbert having a top 10 talent-wise defense in the
He has
league.
better hair.
Better
He's
hair.
taller.
I disagree.
Probably
Well,
more
Derek
handsome.
Carr's a stud.
Derek Carr for the Raiders years ago, Justin Herbert here, stats-wise, a little better, but Justin Herbert also has a better defense to get him the ball more often. There's no difference. So those people could say whatever they want. If they want to get on Derek Carr for not winning with the last ranked defense in the league and not winning a playoff game, well, then hold Justin Herbert to the same standards.
Hell yeah. Talk
They
to him.
always seem to get hurt, too. It's like clockwork. You're going to see 4 Charger starters out for the year, like the first game.
It starts with Keenan Allen, too. Every time.
Yeah. And
Austin
Mike
Eckler.
Williams.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Austin Eckler, too. He's in contract here, though. He might try to stay on the field.
Doubtful. I'm not picking him in
All
fantasy.
right. I picked him in fantasy, too. I'm hoping for the best. So,
Division winners now.
division winners. Let's just stick in the AFC West. We'll go west to east, both sides. AFC West, Chase, who you got?
Not the Raiders. I'm gonna give it to the Chiefs. I think it's the only logical pick there.
I got the Chiefs as well. Kendall, if it just to make you just to hear your team name, I will say the Raiders will place last in the AFC West.
Yeah, well, I'm never giving any credit to any of our division rivals, so the Raiders will win in the division. All right, let's move on.
I respect it.
All right, AFC North. Kendall, who you got in the AFC North?
AFC North. I am gonna go with the Bengals, but I think the Ravens finish 1 game behind them. I do think it's a race the whole year.
Chase?
I'm gonna go with the Bengals as well.
See, I might have just called the Bengals overrated,
You're
but
gonna
I'm
pick them.
still picking the Bengals. on the
That's the most backward shit I've ever heard in my life.
But if my take bolds true and they don't win the division, because my heart says the Bengals, my mind says it could not happen. If they don't win the division, give me Cleveland. Give me Deshaun Watson. I think second year, first full year back, he'll be a lot better. AFC South.
I think the Jags completely run away with this division. I don't see anybody competing with them.
Kendall. Or Chase. My bad. Sorry. You already said
the Titans.
Titans.
Not really.
You want to explain that? Okay, I was going to say, you want to explain
the
that?
Jaguars.
Because some people have said
Duval.
Some people have said that, if the Titans can keep it close, they expect Derrick Henry to single-handedly beat the Jaguars twice. So,
Not gonna happen.
I think it's the Jaguars' division to win as well.
D. Henry might be cooked.
Yeah, you never know until it's too late.
Not yet. This is last year.
This is the prove it.
I hope
prove
for
that
the
you're not
sake of all running back contracts in the history of the NFL that he plays well. Because if not, no one's going to pay fucking anybody.
No one's getting paid.
All right. Follow that up with, finally, the AFC East. This is an interesting division because there's 3 teams realistically that could win this division. 4 if you live
No.
in Boston.
No.
But to me, there's only 3.
Oh boy.
I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I'll take the Buffalo Bills. I like them a lot. I like Josh Allen a lot. I think this is a regular season team through and through. And now they could go in the playoffs and lose in the first round, or they could win the fucking Super Bowl. With this team, you never know. But I think they'll win it this year.
For anyone that has stuck around and watched this podcast last year, and if you're still watching, I do think I remember that I jumped on the Jets bandwagon about midway through last year and said they just needed a quarterback. So I'm going to stick to my word, and I'm taking the Jets for no other reason than that. I'm taking the Jets.
Chase?
Well, we all 3 had different picks.
You're picking the Dolphins.
I'm gonna pick the Dolphins. With the condition they stay healthy. If they stay healthy, they can do it. If Tua goes down and
I was gonna
results
say
with gang signs again, it's over.
they or Tua.
Y'all want to make a bet on that? Whoever wins, the other two has to buy the guy a jersey.
Nope. Not a
No,
chance.
not a chance.
Why? Y'all ain't confident in your picks?
No.
I'm not confident in my pick and the price of jerseys these days.
I don't blame Chase for not wanting to do it for the Dolphins, but
That's a
my
$70
God.
I
loss.
just wanted to go out on a limb. There, $70. That's $100. And oh wait, never mind. Got it.
Yep.
Got it.
All right.
math.
So, yeah, math.
I forgot
math
what's
is
putting in
hard.
twos.
Yeah. All right. So moving on to the NFC West. Who do we have?
49ers run away with it.
Oh, yeah, the 49ers.
Yeah. Well, there's really, unless Brock Purdy just is a shell of himself, there's only one team that can truly win this division, and it's 49ers.
I truly think, as ugly as it was when both quarterbacks went down against the Eagles, I truly think CMC lined up at quarterback could win that division.
I think Josh Johnson could damn near win that division. the Cardinals are going fucking 2-14, 2-15.
Don't disrespect the Seahawks.
No, I think the Seahawks are solid. I think the Geno Smith take. I think Geno's gonna have a good year.
I know. I'm putting it into it.
NFC North. This is an interesting one because a lot of passionate fan bases in this division.
Yeah.
And I'll just go ahead and fucking say it. If you're a Lions fan, it's not your year.
Oh.
I truly think that the Vikings will win enough games to win this division. Now, that number of games is probably only going to be like 9. I think the division's going to play itself really tough. I feel like the one team's not going to run away with 6 wins in the division. I think a lot of those teams could split, and so the win total division-wide is going to be down. So, oh yeah, Jake Logan, you're smoking crack if you think the fucking Bears are winning the division. I'm just going to make that clear.
Well, I got some bad news for you. Give me the Bears.
Are
The
you?
Bears. Serious? That's serious.
I almost made them my overrated NFC team just because of Logan and Jake.
Me, Logan, and Jake have came together. We formed like a partnership. Every time I say bear down, they say flag was fly.
They will turn on your ass so quick.
You're right. Just like I'm about to turn on them. Give me the Lions. Yeah, give me the Lions on that. This is your year.
You just said it wasn't like 25 minutes ago.
To steal Wyatt's catchphrase, if you are a passionate Detroit Lions fan, buckle up because this is your year. They're taking the North.
Oh my God.
Not the Bears.
I could see it. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if they won it. All right, NFC South. I'm going to make a prediction here. The Saints are going to win the division, and they're going to do so by winning more than 13 games.
Oh, bullshit.
All right.
I just want to make this clear. Derek Carr in fantasy right now is under Kyler Murray. And Kyler Murray's supposed to miss like the first 6 weeks of the season. It's the most disrespectful ADP I've ever seen. Derek Carr is going to throw for 30-plus touchdowns and 4,000 fucking yards, and we're going to win more than 13 games. Mark my words.
And get bounced in the first round.
No, we're going to the NFC Championship at least. We'll see you there.
All right, killer.
Here's my bold prediction. The Saints win 9 or 10 games, 9 or 10, and win the division by 5 games.
Fucking shit.
I don't think
the Falcons are that bad.
I don't think any of them other 3 teams are getting above 4 wins. Sorry.
Whoa.
That'd be like the NFC East a couple years ago on steroids.
My bold prediction is they win 7 and win by like 3 games.
Exactly. Good job, Chase.
That's my bold prediction.
How bad do you think the Saints are?
I mean, pretty bad. Pretty bad.
All right.
It ain't good.
I think they're severely slept on for no fucking reason.
I mean, they'll make the playoffs, but they'll be like the Seattle Seahawks that one year. They might win at home, but
they damn near made the playoffs with fucking Andy Dalton.
I don't think there's much of a drop off between Andy Dalton and Derek Carr.
All
I'm
right,
just gonna act like you didn't say that.
just move on.
All right, NFC East. Fun fact about the NFC East: no team has won it back-to-back years in 10 years.
No, it's been like 20.
And that ain't starting this year.
Oh, shut the fuck up! Don't do that. No,
You know why?
Talking shit. Go ahead.
Because, like Chase said, the slept-on team, Washington Commanders, are going to come up just short as the Eagles win the division.
All right. Hot take coming in. Just go ahead and start recording. Clip this shit.
I'm buckling her up.
I was all about it last year. I'm all about it this year. Give me fucking Brian Dable and the New York Giants. Bang! Give me those boys out there in New York. They're going to win the division on some like a last-second field goal in Week 18, and they're going to win it. And it's not going to matter at all because the Eagles will still make it farther in the playoffs. But give me the fucking Giants. Brian Dable, Coach of the Year, back-to-back.
Whatever. I don't know. I don't understand your reasoning behind it because I think me and Kendall, who know ball.
I know ball.
Bullshit.
Brian Dable won Coach of the Year last year.
That's fine.
I predicted that shit.
That's fine. He's a good quarterback. He's a good coach.
Fucking blows compared to Brian Dable.
Well, you know, talking shit. That's fine.
Yeah.
But one team has Daniel Jones as a quarterback.
Yeah.
Who is ass.
He's a dog.
He's fucking dog shit.
He's bad.
He's only going to get better.
No.
You just seen his ceiling.
It's the Brian Dable effect. Look at Josh Allen. That's Daniel Jones in 3 years.
No.
Daniel Jones is going to have 3,000 passing yards maybe, and it's all going to be to Darren Waller.
Hey, Darren Waller's going to set the single-season receiving record.
Have you seen him? He's just staring down Darren Waller.
He's got 280 receptions for 2,800 yards and 14 touchdowns. Fantasy fucking God.
Yeah, probably wouldn't be a bad idea to draft him, to be honest. But
all right, Chase, who you got winning?
Let's get serious. I have the Eagles winning. Let's not kid ourselves here. Let's not make it any harder than we have to. Eagles.
This question isn't rocket science, in my opinion.
Yeah, I made it pretty fucking clear.
You made it rocket science.
All right, boys. Now, we're going to talk about who's going to be in the Super Bowl and who's going to win said Super Bowl. Chase, who's in the Super Bowl other than the Eagles, and who's going to lose to the Eagles in your mind?
Oh, I was like, you're forcing me not to pick the Eagles from the NFC?
No.
I was like, I don't have a lot to choose from here. Oh, so there's this interesting stat that I saw this past week. I'm sure it's common knowledge to some people, but any quarterback that's debuted in the Super Bowl and lost, they never went back. So this year it breaks that trend, and 2 quarterbacks who lost their debut will be back. So I have the Eagles against the Bengals. You know how I want to pick, so I mean we don't have to. I got the Eagles winning. Finally. And we get to add one more of these bad boys right here.
All right, Kendall. Who do you got?
Okay. You're going to have to buckle up for this one.
Oh, I'm taking my headset off.
You may or may not want to hear it. And I'm not saying that they're the best team or even the second best team in the AFC heading into the season, because we'll get to that in a second. But I expect this team to take yet another giant leap, including their quarterback with a fancy new weapon coming off his gambling suspension. I've got the Jags taking the AFC. And we'll come back to this, and you can call me a dumbass or I'll look like a genius, and I'll take it on the chin either way. Out of the NFC, I'm going to go with the Eagles. And I've got Jalen Hurts losing back-to-back Super Bowls. Trevor Lawrence is hosting the Lombardi at the end of the season. Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars.
We lose that Doug Peterson too, man. That'd be crazy, man.
That would
That'd be
fucking
so
hurt.
sad.
That would hurt.
I'm hurt thinking about it.
Talk
All
about
right.
not wanting to be ordinary. Give me the Jags.
Hey,
Duval.
you think your shit was unique? Buckle the fuck up.
There's no way we're doing the
I got
Giants.
some shit
Oh, wait.
that you're about to hear.
The
All
Saints
right?
versus Raiders, DC's revenge.
No, that's not yet. Not yet. Maybe one day. So, to me, seeing Derek Carr come in and get the reception that he has from the city, it reminds me a lot of Drew Brees. Now, I personally think
You're
that
comparing him to
Derek
Drew
Carr
Brees?
shares a lot of the same skill sets as Drew Brees did back in that time period. They can air the ball out. They make good decisions. Their completion percentages are crazy high. And I think that this is 2009 all over again. We got great running back room. Alvin Kamara, Jamal Williams, Kendra Miller. That reminds me of Reggie Bush, Mark Ingram,
I feel like Jay
and
Uso
Pierre
when he keeps
Thomas.
breaking character.
Hey, we got Jeremy Shockey, older tight end. We got Jimmy Graham.
Oh,
Back
I was
in the
like,
cut.
I was like, Jeremy Shockey's playing. I was like, when did he come
No,
back?
not anymore. We got a fantastic defense then, and we do now. So I think the Saints are going to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. Now, this is where the shit gets fucking wild. What better team to play the Saints in the Super Bowl than the Denver Broncos with Sean Payton? Sean Payton versus New Orleans Saints. Can Sean Payton submit himself in immortality as one of the greatest coaches in NFL history? Or will the Saints crush his fucking dreams and Derek Carr becomes a fucking Hall of Fame level quarterback when he wins a fucking Super Bowl after all the shit he's heard for the last 5 years in Oakland?
Isn't the Super Bowl in Las Vegas?
Yes, it is.
What
That's
storybook
even
ending?
better. An AFC West team versus the Saints, and the quarterback from the Raiders is playing in
That
fucking Vegas.
Las Vegas would get so behind the Saints in that game.
And you know what would happen?
They're going to
Same
lose.
thing that happened in 2009. The Saints winning the Super Bowl. Fucking, I don't know how old Derek Carr's kids are, but he's gonna be holding them. They're gonna have the fucking headsets on and everything. It's gonna be Drew Brees 2.0. It gives me. I have not been this excited about the Saints since probably 2013.
Why? Because
Because
they got like a
We
mid
have
quarterback.
our guy. No, that's the issue. Everyone thinks he's mid, but he's like actually. Mark my words, Derek Carr, top 10 quarterback by the end of the year.
He's got all the arm talent in the world.
He's got all the arm talent. He throws for a shitload of yards. He just didn't have. Everyone just thought he was mid because his own
He didn't
team
have
didn't believe
Devontae
it.
Adams. He didn't have Josh Jacobs behind him. Oh, man.
He didn't have a defense.
He didn't have Matt Collins. You know,
He's-
Matt Collins is a
Mac Hollins. Mac
He
Hollins.
didn't have Hunter Renfro. Whatever.
He didn't have Hunter Renfro. He got hurt.
Well, don't get hurt.
Devontae for 1 year.
He didn't do
And
shit.
Devontae had the best year of his damn career. People think he took a step back. It's blasphemous.
Because of his quarterback.
Derek Carr will
Ridiculous.
shock the world, and he's going to Disney World. Give
I'm
me the Saints.
I'm not mad at your NFC pick at all. That's not what is bothering me here.
You're not mad about that?
Well, if the Raiders
I'm
were
mad about
fucking decent, I would have picked the fucking
thought
Raiders.
You think the
I
Saints
thought-
are going to take a jump like that?
I thought
Yes!
about taking the Saints just to fucking take them.
I think we are. I think we're going to be I think we're going to be like the first Bengal year, where they just came out of fucking nowhere and just rode. And I think that's what the Saints are going to do. They're going to get hot and they're just going to take off. They're going to fucking strap the rocket boosters on because we're flying to the top, baby. Woo!
I can't wait for you guys to lose to the Bucks. I can't wait. For it.
I can't stop laughing at Chase's facial reaction.
We're going undefeated all the way. We're not losing a game. No. But the road to Las Vegas starts in Tennessee, and we're whipping their ass.
I hope you would.
But okay, that was all said. I didn't even know I was going to pick the Saints up until about 20 seconds before I was going to go up.
The Broncos suck.
Broncos country. No, I'm going to finish it. All right. Where do we go from here? What are we missing?
Power rankings.
I thought we were one of the
Awards?
awards.
Oh, awards. Sorry.
Asshole.
Oh, so we got
Calm down.
Hey,
offensive rookie, defensive rookie, offensive player, defensive player, MVP, coach of the year.
Hey, you just tell me which one you want first.
All right. Let's start with the rookies. Offensive rookie of the year. Who do you got, Kendall?
Offensive rookie of the year is not going to be Bijan Robinson.
That's bullshit.
For all of you Bijan Robinson riders, is going to be Zay Flowers as Lamar Jackson finds himself a wide receiver one finally.
All right. That was said. Chase, I think you agree with me that I got Bijan. I think Zay Flowers is going to be fantastic, but I think Bijan's going to be 2,000 total yard kind of guy. Because that whole offense is going to fucking run through him.
I mean, he's invincible. You see that one tackle from college where he almost broke his damn back?
No, sorry.
But yeah, I'm taking Bijan, and yeah, that's all I got to say there. I think it's pretty obvious why.
Nope, Zay Flowers to the moon.
My pick is Bijan, but just for the sake of not being stale, give me Anthony Richardson.
I mean, picking a quarterback's not a bad idea because he could not even be the best rookie and be a quarterback and still win it.
I hate him, but I mean, because he did that whole thing in the preseason game against the Eagles, but it is what it is.
He is ass.
He is bad. Right. I take my pick back. Give me Bryce Young instead. He's going to lead the Panthers to a divisional championship there.
You picked the Ravens. Didn't you pick the fucking Falcons?
You picked the Saints.
I picked the Saints.
I thought you picked the Falcons.
He picked the Saints by 4 games.
Oh yeah, I did. I was like, I don't remember talking about
3 games and win offensive rookie of the year.
After that Super Bowl pick, I don't even want the Saints to. I want the Saints to lose every game. So give me the Panthers.
All right. Defensive rookie of the year. Who do we have? I honestly don't know enough defensive rookies to really have a good. Oh yeah, here we go.
Go ahead.
Go ahead and say Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter. He's going to be like better than Aaron Donald ever was. Aaron Donald's going to look like a bump compared to him.
Good thing I just swallowed this, or tea was about to start fucking flying out of my fucking mouth.
Good job, buddy.
Kendall, do you have an answer?
Yeah, first time this may be home cooking, but give me Tyree Wilson helping Max Crosby off the other edge for the Las Vegas Raiders.
All right, I'm gonna take Will Anderson.
It's boring
for just obvious reasons. I feel like it had to be said since you guys didn't say him, and I don't know many other people that I can really think of other than that cornerback from the Patriots. Kid from fucking Oregon or wherever.
Christian Gonzalez.
Yeah, maybe him. Or Brian Breezy, defensive tackle for the Saints. He might get fucking 12.5 sacks. You talk about Jalen Carter being next to Donald. We got white chocolate over here.
Your season's going to be over, and you're going to be sitting on that couch on Sundays, falling asleep, and we're going to be texting you, hey, you watching the game?
Season's going to be over in February when I'm fucking drunk as shit celebrating the Saints winning the Super Bowls when it's going to be over. So just keep that in mind.
I can't wait for this not to happen.
Offensive player of the year. Who do you have?
You want to talk about comeback player of the year?
Oh yeah, we can do comeback. It's gonna be hard to do I guess we can do comeback player of the year.
If there's only one answer, it's DeMar Hamlin because they're going to give it to him. But
okay, I'm not picking DeMar Hamlin. As much as it probably will be, I'm not.
Just to put it out there, I'm looking at the Vegas lines. DeMar Hamlin is at -300. So he's heavily favored. The next person is Tua at +2,000.
Golly.
I'm not sure what Tua did to get comeback player of the year because
he fucking about
died. Yeah, I mean, I guess.
I had to retire.
Trey Lance is up there at +4,000. And then Russell Wilson's third highest. with a plus 2,500.
Give me Derek Carr.
What'd he come back from? Mediocrity?
Everybody thinks he's shit, and he's going to throw for like 5,000 yards.
That's not comeback player of the year. That's just getting better.
Oh yeah, wait. I'll wait till later on. I have a different award I'm going to give him.
You're pissing me off. Boy. I'm not going to lie to you. You're getting to me. You really are.
You're annoyed because I'm finally like passionate about my team for the first time in like 3 years. Ever since Drew Brees retired, I've just been kind of sifting through space, just waiting for my next man to come up. I thought it was going to be fucking Bo Nix. That was my prediction like 3 years ago. That was our Lord and Savior was going to be Bo Nix, but it's Derek Carr now.
Comeback player of the year, give me Calvin Ridley.
Are they going to call? Are they?
They're not going to call.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna
You can't come back from suspension and get comeback player of the year.
That's like Kareem Hunt coming back and being like, "You're comeback player of the year."
Yeah, you battle through adversity. Yeah.
Okay, at that same token, Alvin Kamara is going to be comeback player of the year.
Or Deshaun Watson could be comeback player of the year last year. Touchy subject, isn't it?
Come on the back player of the year.
Okay, well that's a little too far. Moving on.
But I don't really have a pick for. I don't know who comeback player of the year for me is.
I'll take Brees Hall.
He's not. He's not even like the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's not in the top 8.
Give me some names. Who are the top 8?
I'll take Brees Hall.
Talked about DeMar to Russell trade. Lamar Jackson's plus 2,000. Cooper Kupp is plus 3,000.
Oh shit,
Cooper Kupp.
Yeah. Okay, I'm taking Cooper Kupp.
I'll take Cooper Kupp as well.
Mac Jones is plus 8,000 and Matthew Stafford's plus 4,000.
How is Mac Jones comeback player of the year? He got benched for fucking Bailey Zapp. That just means he's terrible. There's some coming back from that.
I'll take
That's just reality. All right. Is it so for offensive and defensive player of the year? It's not by division, is it? It's league wide.
You said what?
So like offensive player of the year, it's league wide, right?
It's one for the league.
I didn't know because it's weird because like baseball and shit. They do it for every league. So I didn't know if
it ain't
like
fucking baseball, dude.
I know, man. I just forgot. Fucking kill me, dude. Sorry.
Oh, kill me, dude. No.
Offensive player of the year, Kendall.
Offensive player of the year, I got him winning his very first, and that is Justin Jefferson's old teammate in college, Jamar Chase.
Chase?
Justin Fields.
So I'm gonna say this with the caveat of I feel like the NFL refuses to not give this. Okay, yeah. What the fuck, Chase? Justin Fields, fucking offensive player of the year.
He hasn't looked up. He just said Justin Fields. He's just staring down his
He's
phone.
trying not to laugh himself because you're going to pick him over Jalen Hurts?
They won't give it to Jalen because he has a good team. It's like a pity award.
All right, well, I'm going to give it to Patrick Mahomes because I don't think he's winning MVP this year because I got someone else to win that award. The NFL's not going to give him. They're not going to not give him one or the other. It's Patrick Mahomes. All right. MVP, Kendall. Or no, wait, stop. Coach of the year.
Coach of the year?
Or no, wait. Defensive player of the year.
Gosh damn it.
Oh my God. What?
Defensive player of the year.
Defensive player
of the year.
Shit, who did I have? Oh, give me Mad Max Crosby. You know how I said earlier Tyree Wilson's going to help him? Yeah. Mad Max won't see as many double teams. He's got the most pressures in the league over the last 3 years, more than anybody that you can name. He finally gets to the quarterback more, gets him on the ground more than 13 times. But Mad Max, Defensive Player of the Year.
I'll go next. I'm going to take Micah Parsons.
Future Eagle.
Future Raider.
Chase.
I'm taking the Future Eagle, Micah Parsons. Come on, baby. We'll take it.
All right. Coach of the year. Who do we have?
I mean, we already know who you're picking. So
I'm not picking Dennis Allen.
No, I know who you picked. It wasn't him.
I'm not. Brian Dable ain't going to win it twice.
To follow up with my Jags making a deep run into the playoffs Super Bowl prediction, I'll take Doug Peterson.
Give me D'Amico Ryans. What's going to happen?
Wyatt, your mic's muted.
Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties.
He also he picked Nick Sirianni. I read his lips. He said he was joking about the Saints
No, I didn't.
going to the Super Bowl.
No, I didn't.
There he
Hey,
is.
where's my mic?
There it is.
Somebody play me my theme music. Fuck the Eagles.
As you were saying, Nick Sirianni.
No, give me fucking Sean Payton.
Ew.
He's ass.
Goat. All right. MVP.
Whoa, wait. We forgot one
Yes.
more.
The Walter Payton Man of
The
the
Walter
Year
Payton Award?
Yeah.
DeMario Davis.
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr won't even get to be the representative for his own team.
All right.
It's always DeMario Davis.
Skip. All right. MVP. Go ahead.
Kendall.
Me? Oh. Okay. Well, I went back and forth in my mind whether I wanted to do this or not, but I'm just going to do it. I'm going to say that the MVP also wins the Super Bowl, and I'm taking Trevor Lawrence again, baby. T-Law to the moon.
All right, Chase. Follow that one up.
Justin Fields.
No.
He's gonna win both.
Quit fucking tripping.
Quit,
dog.
bro. Give us your real answer. Quit that shit.
Bear down, baby.
He's gonna sweep it all.
Shut up.
He's
Love you,
gonna
Logan
sweep-
and Jake. My boys. Justin Fields.
What the?
I mean, what do you want me to say? I mean, I can't
Chase
say
just-
Jalen Hurts because I'm gonna be like, oh, you know.
Chase
whatever.
just admitted that Justin Fields is better than Jalen Hurts. That's all that's
not what I said. at all.
that is all that
is
means
Yep.
right there.
That-
Unless
that's
you name
exactly what
somebody
it
else,
means.
then that's exactly what that
That's
means.
exactly what that means.
Give me Jalen Hurts.
That's fair. I mean, that's more respectable.
I said change your answer. You said the same thing.
I wanted to keep the joke going.
Well, my shit's not a joke.
It is.
And like a phoenix rising from the ashes, Derek Carr wins MVP with 5,000 yards and 35 touchdowns on his way to the Super Bowl.
Let me just
Give
say,
Derek fucking Carr.
let me just say, we have 3 members of this podcast, and out of our MVP predictions, the names of Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Aaron Rodgers did not get named. None of them.
That's
got
why
named.
we're different.
That's
That's why you want to watch
That's
us.
why this podcast is the way it is, and that's why we're back. We're styling and we're profiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me talk to you.
We're done.
Chase, you want to change your answer, buddy?
Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
All right. I think those are our awards. Power rankings, everybody?
The staple of this podcast.
Are we doing all
Football.
6? Are we doing all 16? Or
I ranked all
Y'all do.
16.
I ranked all 16 too.
I got
we're
my
doing
top
all.
10.
We're doing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's how we're doing it.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we'll start with the premier conference, the NFC. So, Chase, go ahead.
I'm not going to take a nosedive into all of these and give my reasons. I feel like some of them are kind of self-explanatory. Cardinals tanking, Bucks suck, Rams old, Panthers young, Commanders question mark, Packers who knows, Falcons. All basically from 14 to like 9 could be put in whatever order you want to put. So I got Packers at 11, Falcons 10, at the Bears at 9, Saints at 8, Giants at 7, Vikings at 6, Seahawks at 5, Lions at 4, Cowboys 3, 49ers at 2, Eagles 1. Making these made me realize how bad the conference is. I know we talked about it already, but looking at this list, and for anybody that's thinking, oh, Chase, wow, what a terrible power ranking. I challenge you to go and make a power ranking with these teams because they are all so similar and equally bad. You can put them in whatever order, and it's still you have a chance to be right because they all suck. They all suck. So I mean, go Birds.
On to the more difficult and much better conference. Just like Chase said near the bottom, I'm not going to really elaborate.
I didn't elaborate at all. I don't know what to say.
This conference is like a they've said already. You're either you either got playoff expectations or you're looking for a top 5 pick. Last I have the Colts. Texans not in last. Texans are 15. Broncos are 14. 13 Patriots. 12 Titans. 11 is where I put the Raiders. 10 Browns. 9 Chargers. This might be a first surprise, but they're overrated. The Steelers are better than them, so they're at 8. Dolphins at 7. Baltimore Ravens at 6. The Buffalo Bills at 5, which I think is a proper rating for them. 4 or 5. 4 for now. I'm going to have the Jags right there at 4. I'm not going to go shove them over the top 2 teams or nothing like that. I am on board with the Jets bandwagon, so I've got them at 3. I expect this team to take a big jump. Number 2, the Bengals, and number 1, fuck them.
All right. Are y'all ready for my top 10? Wide's top 10 NFL teams. Now, my rationale going into this, there hasn't been a single fucking snap of real football to be played yet. So a lot of this comes into how they played last year and anything that's happened in the preseason that might give us a little bit of an indication on how they're going to start the year. So again, this will change week to week. I got the Jaguars at 10. I do think they're one of those teams that, it's on the up and up, and I think 10's a good place for them to start. I think they're right there. I think they can move up or down as the year goes on. Dolphins at 9. They have a lot to prove after Tua getting hurt. I think that's a big part of it right there. 8, I got the Ravens. I think this year they're starting out a little lower than some people might put them, but I think they got a lot of room to get better, and there's a lot of room on my list for them to move up. So, again, like I said earlier, I got the Bengals at 7, primarily because of the Burrow injury. We don't know how he's going to start the year. La'el Collins isn't starting the year. So going into the first game, there's a lot of question marks. So I have them lower than I would normally have them. Number 6, I got the Cowboys. I don't think there's a whole lot of explanation there. They're just a solid football team. 5, I got the Jets. I think they're a good amount better than the Cowboys. Offense is looking good. They got one of the better defenses in the league. 4, I got the 49ers. This is fully dependent on Brock Purdy continuing to shine the way that he did last year before he got hurt, and that team coming into fruition.
Who's in your top 3?
Number 3 is the Bills. I have faith in Josh Allen. I think until proven otherwise, this is a top 3 team in football, especially going into the year. Not a lot of people are talking about them. I actually think that's a good thing for the Bills. Gives them kind of less expectations, a lot less pressure that way. Number 2, I have the team that lost the Super Bowl, the Eagles. And number 1, I got the Chiefs who won the Super Bowl. I think to me, until the season starts, those are your top 2 teams in the league because they're in the Super Bowl. And once the season starts, then they'll actually really start to move around. So those are my top 10.
Super Bowl champs.
Saints, I have them probably at 11, but we'll see after week 1 how big of a jump they take. Because if they start 1-0,
we're going to be in the top 3.
If we start 1-0, they will be the number 1 team in the league. Because you cannot tell me that they're not the number 1 team in the league if they're 1-0. So
16 teams will be 1.
It makes. I mean, you don't know. You don't know that. You don't know that because they could tie.
Oh, sorry.
But
the Raiders will be 1-0 after week 1 because we own the Broncos.
But those are my top 10. I think that's one of my better ones that I've done. One of the more realistic ones
I
that
don't
I've
know what
done.
that is. It looks like 1-0, but it could be from your 0-1. Fuck.
What I got to do? 5, 10, 15, 17. Oh, who that?
You want to put some money on that one?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
We'll get fucked over by the refs at least one game. But all right, boys, is that all we got today?
I
Maybe.
believe that's it.
All right. Well, we welcome you back to Hydro & Co. We're glad to be back. I'm glad to be back. This is really fun. If you've made it to this point in the video, we appreciate it because, you're a true one. You're a real fan. And you've heard me say a lot of shit that you probably disagree with up until this point. That might made you want to click off.
I wanted to.
I think Chase's takes are worse, honestly.
Yeah.
What? What?
That's a vibe.
What's worse?
Your takes. My takes are better than yours.
Your offensive player of the year and your MVP as well.
If there was a scoreboard for takes right now, I'd be 1-0.
No.
Chase would be 0-1.
You'd be 1-1. Your Saints are right and your Broncos is fucking dead wrong.
We will see. Best part about this is not a single real snap of football's been played, so we could be 100% right or 100% wrong.
I'm
And I will
100% confident the Broncos are going to suck.
I will tell you one thing, though. We will 100% be here for the football season.
We actually don't know that.
Back.
We don't know.
We're going to say we are.
Let's prove it
And
first.
if you see us again in 3 months, we lie.
We'll be saying the same thing. We're back. Sorry for the long wait.
We're a season based show. We
The
had the
NFL
initial
playoffs
first season.
are almost here, so we had to get back into it.
Yeah, we had the first season with me, Kendall, and B Rich, and a little bit of Chase, and then we took a hiatus, and then it came back to us, and then we took another hiatus, and we came back. So this is season 3 of the Hydro & Co. series. So we appreciate you tuning in, boys. Any last comments or remarks?
Yeah.
My takes aren't that bad. I did it for the laughs and the good times. Justin Fields is not going to win.
Go to bed.
I'm not going to bed. I'm staying up.
Go to bed. I'm going to bed.
I got to pack for my trip.
I'm going to bed. I'll be honest.
Oh, well, good night.
I'm going to leave y'all with this. We got a sports quote. Quote of the week.
Here we go.
This might get
to be the man, you have to beat the man. Ric Flair. Woo! The Saints are going to beat the man. And they will be the man come February. With that being said, who dat? See y'all later.
Yeah, go Birds.
Raider Nation.